Okay, so windshield wiper system. Okay, so basic setup from side control. I've got the crossface underhook. I come to knee on belly. Okay, and then from here, shin's gonna slide across the arm, staple it, and then I pin it with my shin. So I'm in my crossface position, sprawling out. Okay, so from here, first area we're going to look at is attacking this far arm. So detail on keeping my crossface, okay, making Tyrone look the other way with my crossface. So I have to bring my far arm across to attack this arm, to be able to attack this arm, but I still want him looking. So when I release my crossface, I bring this across and I drop my lat, okay, onto his face, which makes him still look, okay, away. So from here, my left arm's controlling, this right hand's probably here. So first thing attack I'm going to go for is my Chimera. So I'm going to push this down to the mat. I'll get my grip. Okay, so I've got wrist control here, and then from this position, I'll keep this leg based and I'll just be lifting this up to get my shoulder lock. Again, a defense is for him to straighten his arm. And when he straightens it, I'm going to keep this lock on. I'll keep the grip. Again, from here, I'll be looking to make my straight arm lock. And again, sometimes a reaction will be they'll bend this arm. And when he does, I have to switch my grips. Okay, so wrist control. And now I've got my American. So we'll look at that again. We'll just do it from this setup again. So we're here already. I've done the basic setup. So from that position, heavy crossface, making him look that road. And then my lat makes him look that road. Okay, my left arm's coming underneath the armpit. I grab the wrist, I stuff it. So I'm looking for this Chimera. So again, posting on my foot, lifting the shoulder off. If he straightens, I just keep the same grips. Put my forehead on my wrist, go for that straight arm lock. If he bends his arm the other way, now I need to switch my grips. So now my left hand grabs the wrist, pinning it the whole time with my shin on the windshield wiper, keeping this arm control, and then I just do my paintbrush. So I'm sliding this back as I raise my elbow. But second technique is from that first position. Okay, as I stuff this, Tyrone grabs his pants or his belt. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a Chimera from I'm on the side or possibly an armbar. So from that position, I keep my Chimera grip. I just come up on my foot as I trace my foot like as in a semicircle. Okay, and then I use my elbow to turn him onto the side, and then it's like a bike stand. So I put my knee, okay, behind the shoulder blade, and I'm posting on my foot. The reason I don't just go knee to knee like this is because it's easy for him to put his back on the mat. So yeah, and so I post my knee tight in his back, and I'm on the ball of my foot. So try to put your back on the mat now. It's quite difficult, and I've really neutralized this arm. So just turn on this way a wee bit. That's good. So yeah, we're ready here. So from there, a few different finishes from here. If I want to really break the grip on this belt, okay, from there, I'm projecting my weight. So I glue his elbow onto my chest, so I make that connection. Okay, so I'm leaning forward, and then from here, I'm not bringing it straight to the side to break the grip. I make the connection. His wrist is like this, so I need to bring his wrist this way because that's his grip. So I'm pulling it up, and then I bend it back. So I get my Chimera grip. Another option we looked at was the controlling the wrist. So if he's intent on keeping this grip on his belt, you know, take the path of least resistance. I'll keep the grip on his belt. Okay, and then from here I can backspin, coming underneath, and now I have the leg lapel choke. So my shin comes in behind, my shin comes into his back, I sit back. I have that one as well. Okay, but the one that's taught in the system is from this position. He's got the grip. I can just switch to the armbar. So my knee is up, my bike stand. So from here, as I turn around and spin into the armbar, I'm getting my left foot tight under his left shoulder. Okay, so it's here and it's just under his left shoulder here. So anytime Tyrone raises his shoulder, my foot makes the connection. And then from that position, if he's still got his belt, get the grip on the belt. Okay, he's got that grip. So from here, I can grab my hip, my right hand comes in at the end of the lever, and then I can break his grip this way. Pinching, my knee is tight in, foot under the armpit, and now I have my arm bar. So, that's technique number 2. Technique number 3. We're just going to be attacking the neck. So that was mainly my 2 attacks on this forearm. So again, same setup from side control. I fake the knee on belly. I swim my shin across, staple it, switch positions. Okay, so from here, my left hand is getting the grip on the back of the collar. So that's a thumb inside grip. Okay, my right hand comes back and it follows the trace of his gi. So from here it comes all the way back, and I'm just going to slide it down. Now I'm chest to chest at this stage. This time it's a 4-finger inside grip to here. And then from here I turn my chest. So I'm looking at him. Okay? And then I'm going to connect my elbows. That's my baseball bat choke. So again, one more time. In my side control position. This is probably the best one just to test it out to see what his reaction will be. So, from my windshield wiper position, I've got the grip on the cross on the collar. That's a thumb inside grip. My right hand comes back. I slide it down the lapel as I turn my chest, and I get my grip just above my left hand. And then from here, I connect my elbows. But my body's looking this route. Okay? So, from my windshield wiper position again, 4th technique. This time I'm going to start to use the lapel to tie up this arm, because his right arm is tied up just with my shin, this windshield wiper. So from here, I open up the lapel. Okay, so we have a couple of options. If I pass, okay, the gi over the top of his arm, I have 2 possible attacks: the triangle and the Ezekiel choke. So this time I look for the triangle. So when I pass it over the top, my left hand gets the grip, okay? And I really want to concentrate on keeping this grip super, super tight. So I'll use my right hand again to really pass it in deep. I have the grip, okay? And then from here, my right foot, okay, it's going to smear Tyrone's arm close to his right side as I turn him onto a knee on belly position here. Okay, so from that position, this arm is inside, I'm in my knee on belly position. As I bring him to me, my left leg comes onto the neck as this smears up. And I use my leg to turn his arm. So I'm not sitting perpendicular with him, I'm cutting an angle. So I push my left hand on the mat, my right leg's coming around, shelving this arm, leaning forward, getting my knee behind the back. So that's my first submission, is just pulling on the back of the head. If that doesn't work, I haven't cut an angle, I can just attack the arm as I straighten that. Or, if I totally mess up, I can roll over my shoulder and I can finish from the bottom. Triangle choke, getting perpendicular, leg press, leg curve. With that one again, a bit more detail in that. So, from my windshield wiper position, here and here, okay, I grab the gi. So when I pass it over, detail, I'm keeping this super, super tight. Pass it to my left hand and I keep feeding it. Try to pull your hand out. Okay, and from here, I want to make sure his right arm's, that's the one that's inside my triangle. So from here, I spring this across, so this smooths it up. So I'm coming into a knee on belly position. Then I bring him to me, so this hand grabs the tricep as I pull his head forward. Left leg's coming under. As my right knee comes across, I can post with my hand and really use my leg to shelf this. So I cut an angle, I turn the corner, wrapping my foot behind the back of my knee, and then from here, pull on the head, pull on the arm, or I can roll over for the triangle. So technique number 5. Same setup. So I have that windshield wiper already tied up here and here. Bring it over the top. So maybe I'm looking for that triangle. possibly in the process of trying to keep this, okay, it's super, super tight to tie up this arm. Tyrone just extends his arm and pulls it out. So there's still a loop here. So my right comes all the way through. I make a fist here. And then from this position, I have my Ezekiel choke. So his lapel's cutting off one jugular. My right forearm is cutting off the other. And I just do that type of choking action there. So again, from my windshield wiper position, tying this up. In the process, he just punches his arm free. As he does, he's created the space. My hand was already here. It just comes through the space. I get that snugness on this jugular, and then I just extend. That's technique number 5. Okay. Technique number 6. Maybe I'm going for the triangle or those 2 attacks where I'm tying up this arm, but he's really driving this into my throat. So it's very hard to come over the top. So I take the path of least resistance and I come underneath. So I pass it from my right to my left, really being detailed. I'm getting the skirt of the gi as deep as I can, still making him look this way the whole time. And then I switch my grips from my left hand. My right hand comes all the way through the other side. So I get the grip and I make sure that my right forearm is tight till his right jugular. And from here, left finds the gi. I connect my elbows, and again, I'm not chest to chest, just like the baseball bat choke. I cut the corner, so my chest is looking away. I'm driving in. Again, one more time. Can't come over the top, it's driving into my throat. I come underneath, making sure that this grip is super, super tight, making him look away from me. Right hand comes underneath, switching the grip. The left hand grabs the gi or the shoulder, connecting my elbows. I'm not chest to chest, just like the baseball bat choke. I'm facing him. So that was technique number 6. Technique number 7, donkey choke. Okay, so from here, okay, as I pass the gi underneath, just like I was going for the paper cutter choke or the bread cutter choke, I don't pass it down to my right hand. I just keep this grip here. Okay, so from that position, I want to clear this arm. Okay, so from here, my right hand comes through the space and I get it on my shoulder and I get the grip and I turn my body so I'm kind of facing him. Okay, now from here, before I step over, I just kind of loosen, get to near the end of the skirt of the gi, which creates space so when I stiff arm it, I can step over his face. Okay, sorry. Super tight, I've got to get a bit more slacker. Now it depends. If I can get my foot on the mat, just flat on the opposite side, just by doing that wrist action, I can get the top, which is this here. Okay? So again, one more time. This hand was here. I come underneath. I get the grip. This arm, I kind of want to clear it because it's kind of in my way. So I swim in, I get it on my shoulder, and then I get my grip, and then I turn my body. So I'm on my right side. I swim my hand to the back of the gi, or the end of the gi, so I'm right at the tip of it, creating space by stiff arming, and then I step over his head. But ideally, I want to get my knee on the mat, and I want to get his head trapped between my leg. And when I get that, now I'm into the donkey choke. So I do the wrist action, and I also kick back like a donkey with my left leg. So it's that type of movement there as well, along with my wrist type of action. So again, one more time, I get to that position here. I've this cleared, come to the end of the gi, I stiff arm this. As I step over, I get my head, or get his head between my leg. And then from there, it's that wrist action, and it's also kicking back like a donkey. So that was 7. 2 more moves in the system, okay? So I've done all my setup, I'm in my windshield wiper position again. So take it from the start, so your boxing hand position, just to keep refreshing your memory. Crossface underhook, I fake the knee on belly, windshield wiper, pinning it, switching, sprawling out, just like we did before. Okay, so this time this is a failed donkey choke. Sometimes from here I pass underneath. I get the grip. I clear the arm. I'm here. I've got all my grips, but let's just say I'm right at the tip of the gi. Okay, so from here, when I step over to try and hit this donkey choke, I know I haven't got the leverage. If I'm right at the tip of the gi and I haven't got the leverage to finish this choke, I just let go, but I'll make sure my leg comes underneath. Okay, and from that position, I'm going to attack this arm. So from here, my right arm is underneath his left elbow. I'll switch grips because now I'll have a better profile. So my left comes underneath as my right hand grabs the wrist and wrist. Similar to the technique number 1, the straight arm lock from here. So this is what I'm looking for here. Okay, let's just say I don't get that. Okay, so from that position, now I'm going to attack this arm again, but I'm going to change the profile. So from here, my right foot is going to pass his right arm so I can hook it with my left instep here. Okay, so I've made an L shape with my left foot and it's under his right tricep. Okay, I keep this arm on my shoulder and now I'm going to swim my shin across his body, bring it under his armpit and roll over my right shoulder as I'm bringing him straight up to the inverted arm lock. So he ends up in a knee up in his knee position. So I find that elbow, but I'm not flat on my back. I'm shrimping more onto my left side. So there's a space, a profile for me to lock on this inverted lock. Possibly if I can't get that, or his counter will be to bring his arm this way. Because my leg is bent, I can just immediately take my leg out. I'll find this hip and then I'm switching to the omoplata. Shrimping out, shrimping out, shrimping out. Getting my legs back in an S-bend position, looking for the far armpit. I get hand to hand and then I lift up. But I do that and again. It's a little bit complex. Okay, so again, from cross-side position, I fake the knee on belly. I do my windshield wiper, pinning, switching, pressure, coming underneath with the gi. Let's just say I don't feed it well enough and I only have a little bit of a grip here. Okay, I clear this, I get my grip, and as I go to step over, there's just no leverage. I'm right on the tip of the gi and I feel I'm not going to get the donkey choke. So I still want to get my knee to the mat and get his head trapped between my legs. Okay, my right arm is still controlling as before, but I have a better profile when I bring my left underneath. Okay, then I switch grips. Right's going on the wrist, left's going on my right wrist. Put my head on my wrist, and again I can attack that with a straight arm lock. If that doesn't work, you know, maybe this arm's going all over the place, I'll keep it on my right shoulder with my left arm. Okay, my right foot passes, because I need to control when I roll, with like a windshield wiper passes his right arm so I can hook it with my left foot in this L shape. Again, you can't see this, so you have to kind of feel it. My right shin's going to swim across his belly, and then I'm going to roll over my right shoulder, causing him to come to his knees. And when he does, I don't go on my back, I turn on my left hip. So I'm shrimping this whole time. This creates a profile. I just rake my forearm up. I have this. If he stuffs it to his hip, I immediately come up with my elbow, move my hip out so I can swing this one over, and then I immediately turn into my omoplata. I'm shrimping out, looking for that far arm. Sit up. That was technique number 8. Last one in the system. Okay, so this time Tyrone is going to escape my position. So from this position, I go for my windshield wiper. Same setup on the whole system. Staple the wrist, pressure. Going to do the same thing. I'm passing this underneath from my right to my left. I get into this position, but this time Tyrone's putting a lot of pressure in my face. He's stiff arming this up, and then he starts to turn this way and walk his legs this way to try and escape, and I feel I'm losing my windshield wiper position. Okay, so it's knowing when to abandon the windshield wiper. So I keep this grip because I have great control, and I just step over his head and immediately come to my knee on belly position here. Okay, so I've still got this grip. my right hand's coming underneath, I get hand to hand, and then from here, I just connect my elbows. One more time. Okay, so from side control, I do my setup. Pass the gi underneath, just as we did before. Options from here, bread cutter choke or donkey choke, but already, okay, he's pushing this into my face. And as he runs this way, he's turning on his left side as well because he can really move in that direction. So it makes sense for me to not to chase him going this way, but to fill the space and go this way. And I keep this grip, so when I step over his head and he's on his left side, I immediately turn the knee on belly and I've got the control. Okay, this grip is a little bit hard with the wrist, but as long as I turn my wrist in, I've made the connection with my left arm and his right jugular. I just get the grip, so it's just below my left hand. Now my right forearm is on the other jugular. From here, I just connect my elbows for my knee on belly choke, and that's the whole system in one go. Boom.